sexy goblin, it's Ghana. For the first week of October, you might have seen that I was very inactive on my socials. This was because I traveled to Puerto Rico to help my family take care of my bedbound grandma. By the time this video out, she's doing better, she's walking and reacting better to her surroundings in a positive way. Through the 2 weeks, I spent most of my days in her house. Her house is extremely nostalgic to me. My mom would leave us either with either of our grandmas, but we mostly spend more time with our grandma from my father's side. Every time I travel back to Puerto Rico to her house, I always find the house in more decline, almost like it's connected to my grandma health and mental health is. It's a sad view, but it's the reality. I always have mixed feelings when I come back to Puerto Rico. Like, things look in decline, but at the same time it's nostalgic and I'm like happy and sad to be there. It's like this closing garage that you're seeing. My aunt, she's like doing her stuff. This room has always had a TV. And me and my siblings used to watch anime here. We played with our Nintendo 64, and even up to this year 2025 I brought my Switch and connected to the TV. This room has a lot of history. Here is the kitchen with the living room and the dining room. This is a little bit of foreshadowing of the crabs that we boil here. I'm gonna show you at the end of the video how they kinda look when you cook them. But most of my days I spend it in my grandma's room, taking care of her, you know, her basic needs, watching local TV that I forgot how terrible and funny it can be at the same time. If I ever went out, it was to do errands and getting things for everyone. If you were born and raised in Puerto Rico, you knew about these books that basically all your history class assignments, like from first grade, kindergarten, you always use these books. When we get the chance, my aunt and I will go to the beach to dip our toes and get some local food. But it was mostly cloudy and yeah, I don't have nice beach videos for you guys. One of the few days that I actually went out to enjoy myself was when my father took me out to help him with a video for his Facebook. I want to show this not so pretty or gorgeous part of Puerto Rico because after Hurricane Maria, the local and, you know, above government kept asking for money, but they just pocketed all of it. Now there's not even money to cover a pothole. Just like every government out there, very corrupted, they take all the money and it's very frustrating. Doesn't matter where you go to Puerto Rico, are you close to the sea, are you on a lake, there's always an old man throwing corn or bread to birds. But over here we also have iguanas, who are an invasive species. As always, they're ducks, sometimes they're geese, but we also have this bird called Gallareta común. They both have the red and white forehead. These birds are the adult version of the damn bird! I cannot wait to be an old woman and take my therapy section at the park throwing corn and bread at the birds. Well, mostly corn, bread is not that good for them. Our version of crows is called the changa or Mozambique. The scientific name, I'll put it on the screen. Very interesting. after that, we brought food for everyone and went back to my grandma's house. Here is my homeless woman setup with the luggage and everything. My lunch for that day was tostones, amarillitos, mezcla de viandas y bacalao guisado. The tostones, they have mayo ketchup on top of it. It's basically mayonnaise and ketchup. And if you got the green plantain and you waited to get yellow, then you got amarillitos. It's the glossy plantain here that is very sweet. For the mezcla de viandas, I think it's yuca, plátano, malanga, ñame, yautía blanca. I'm not very sure. People really make this their own ways. Think of it as mashed potatoes, but put a lot of other vegetables in there. Most of my breakfast was a pastelillo de carne. Think of it as a croissant but greasier, and it's filled with round meat. For the other time that I actually went out was with my younger aunt from my father's side. The day was a little bit disastrous because the first thing I noticed is that I forgot my wallet because I was willing to pay for everything. And then when we look into the museum website, she messed up the date that the admission was supposed to be free. So we actually have to go there and pay for everything. In the end, we managed to find a way to enjoy the day without breaking the bank. We visited the Art Museum of Puerto Rico. It's a medium-sized museum. It's neither massive or small compared to the ones here in the United States, but it's 4 floors and there are 3 of them in display. The top floor you needed to pay extra to enter and see the display. Was kind of a bummer. I think this is my first time here. I cannot remember. High chance I came here in a school day trip when I was a kid. But who remembers school? This is one of the oldest displays that museum have. It took a whole room. It's a representation of the machismo, what we call in English misogynistic. Now, this is why I came here to see in person one of Jose Campeche pieces. Recognized as one of the best Rococo artists in the Americans, he was the first out there putting Puerto Rico name out there. This piece reminded me of the milkmaid made by Johannes Vermeer. All of these masks are made and used in festivals here in Puerto Rico. Depending where you are located in the island is going to change the material and the medium they're gonna be using for the mask. This large one is from my hometown, Ponce. Originally, these were actually a paper mache on top of a cow skull. That is why it has like a large snout, they're pretty big, and they have like this quote-unquote demon look into them. But today people freestyle it with cardboard and shape it with that snout demon look into them and the teeth. It is intimidating but fun to look at with all the colors. I did one as a child with a blue sky base and white dots, but has been lost through time. This design is from the North Loiza, made of coconuts with small teeth and again, very colorful design. This design can also be made with higueras as a substitute to coconuts. The higuera is a starchy, inedible fruit. When you empty the insides and leave it to dry, you can really use it. It's quite simple. At my house, we actually have an higuera tree, and some people have come over to get them for free, and they made plates and even like small storage chests. Men, women, and children can definitely sit down and make these masks together and go to the festival together. I have seen like families that even the babies have like a tiny mask on their foreheads. I don't have a picture of it, but that was years ago. These are not my photos, but from the internet. I haven't in a festival in years, but you know, an example of how the outfit looked. Well, enough of a little bit of history of vejigantes. Let's go back to the vlog. My aunt took me to the Viejo San Juan to eat some burgers. These burgers were only $4 each. They're kind of small. It's kind of like a little golf ball, but they were so nice and juicy. She took me around El Viejo San Juan to La Perla, a little bit in Morro, but it was really busy that weekend, so after that we just went back home. There were other days that I spent some days bonding with my dad. He really introduced me to cameras and photography, but I got him into videography before TikTok even existed. He only posted things on Facebook, but now he is on YouTube. My sister brought me a dog skull that she found at work for my birthday. There's a video of me cleaning it if you're curious and want to know more about the vulture culture. My aunt gave me a lafufu and it was actually quite cute. The only thing I was missing is to have my husband watch me unbox the lafufu and me bite into a chicken and blood and do my unholy sacrifice. Everyone in the family from my father's side had an artistic side. These drawings are for my younger aunt drawing back in the 90s. I think she was in college. You can see the influence of Barbie and also Candy, the anime back in the day. Now we are here for the juicy part. My grandma's younger brother, he brought some mud crabs that we call jueyes. I'll put the scientific name underneath. So the way it goes is that people trap them and then they resell them or actually keep them for themselves, and they keep them up to 2 weeks to clean them and give them like rice, pumpkin, and like leftover. Because these guys are technically cockroaches, they eat just about anything. Even when I was younger, I saw one eating a cigarette. This one, it's a male, but if that bottom cap is really white, it's actually a female, so she can carry her eggs. I won't show you how we cook them, it's quite barbaric, but I will show you how big the pot is. I guess the only warning that I can give you here is that you're gonna see me pull apart the entire crab as I eat it with my bare hands, like the cave woman that I am. This is my absolute favorite dish ever. Every time I come back from the States, I beg for my dad to get crabs for me because the flavor is so unique. There's no way to really describe it. I know some people could find this disturbing. Like, I follow this girl on TikTok that she has a similar crab as a pet, and I wonder how she would react to me eating one like this, because I know she puts like cute outfits to it, and I like to see the video like a different aspect of a crab and not just seeing it as food. But the way I was raised, I don't know, like something in my head, the cave woman brain rejoice when I take apart and eat this entire animal like this. It's like you really have to take your time taking it apart and eating the parts that you really need to eat, and like, you know, there's like a science, there has to be like a psychology science to eating like this. The water that they are boiled in is seasoned with adobo, salt, and oil, but I always add a little bit more salt to the body to enhance that crab dirt flavor. Watching a guy play and explain the story of Silent Hill Elf as I destroyed my crab. I eat all of the crab except for the main organs and the genitals because I once gave it a try, but it's so full of hair and it's so nasty and sour. Like, nah. I kept one of the crab's cap, or like the head, whatever you want to call it, and shipped it to myself from Puerto Rico to here in Virginia. It's right now sitting behind me. I finished the salty meal with some quesito. It's like a croissant with sweet cream cheese inside and melted sugar on top. It's absolutely delicious. I didn't eat this Spencer, but look how massive this thing is. We received 2 batches of crabs while I stay in Puerto Rico. Always a struggle to travel light in the plane. I take all kinds of things to entertain me on the plane. My dad took me to the airport. I was messing around with him because he loves to be in the camera. Going up to the north to the airport in San Juan, we got to see Las Tetas de Calle. The translation goes to the tits of Calle. In Puerto Rico, the weather is pretty random. It can be entirely sunny, then it rains, and then it's sunny again. It comes back and forth. Here at the airport with so many overpriced souvenir shops, but I gotta admit, they have authentic brands that we actually buy locally for sweets and chips. Here, ready for my flight, entertaining myself with my Tamagotchi paradise. I am back to North America with a sweet 60 Fahrenheit. I did not miss the 106, the 109 Fahrenheit in Puerto Rico. As always, when I come back from Puerto Rico to Virginia, I get a little nostalgic. I miss the food, my family, how friendly people are. But when I am in Puerto Rico, I get nostalgic about Virginia, how I miss my place, the weather, and the convenience of living here in the United States. It's very interesting how the body and the mind can't just be happy with what it has in front of it. There's always like a nostalgic factor to it. It's kind of annoying, to be honest, but honestly, I like both countries. I'm definitely gonna keep living here in the United States unless the government gets way worse than it's already, and then I'm just gonna jump back to Puerto Rico. But hopefully things get better for all of us and for you. As always, thanks for watching and see you next Saturday. Bye!